Chapter 6. Panic. John wakes up. He has that familiar feeling of needing to go for a piss in the middle of the night. He shuffles. All he wants is to get some sleep, so he's ready for the next day. He knows, however, that the urge won't go away until he's done his business. Going in the night is a painful task for John. He needs to go all the way to the cabins where Ellis would sleep. He looks out from his room over the hangar, where he sees his people rest. He can see that the lights are still on in the cafeteria. Jessica must be cleaning up for the evening. John did go to bed early, so it's probably not even that late, maybe midnight or so by now. He stumbles around the base, trying not to wake himself up too much while he finds his way. John reaches the toilet and switches on the light. It's blinding. But he doesn't want to be the guy who pisses blind and gets it all over the toilet seat. As he begins to do his business, John hears some gunshots from inside the base. It's a little late for target practice, isn't it? Those hunters do obsess about that sort of thing sometimes. Either way, John is too tired to deal with this right now. All he wants is to go back to sleep and begin the next day. Hopefully, nobody under his command will die tomorrow. John flushes, and unusually, the lights will go out. It's pitch black. Instantly, John feels awake. It could be that a fuse has blown, or someone forgot to refuel the generator. All the power for the base comes from a generator in Hangar 2, which they keep supplied with gas. So the worst case scenario is that Hangar 2 is under attack, and the zombies took out the generator. He hoped to God that it was one of the former options, but there was no way he could go back to sleep until he finds out for sure. The emergency lighting switches on. The base is bathed in a red glow. There's no alarm system, so most people would sleep through this without noticing anything out of the ordinary. Protocol dictates that some of the hallways are stocked with fire axes. John knows exactly where they all are, since he wrote it. He grabs himself an axe, and makes his way through the red corridors, dressed only in a light top and shorts for his pajamas. He wonders how bad the situation could be. They couldn't have breached the base, could they? John went to sleep after the briefing, so he never heard back from Watchtower 3. Should he have taken the radio silence more seriously? He spots a man at the end of the corridor, dressed up in hunter's gear, but strangely, they are missing their helmets. John recognizes him. "Cooper?" he calls. Cooper screams and charges at John, determined to rip his throat out. It's too early in the morning for this. There is little space in the hallway for John to fight, so he'll have to stand his ground. He holds the axe out in front of him, creating a barrier between him and Cooper. Cooper tackles him. The momentum knocks them both to the ground. John is holding the axe with both hands, using it to push Cooper off of him. Cooper is on top, and John is pushing him back into the air. He considers his options. No armor, little weapons, no space to fight, no backup. John struggles to come up with anything to get him out of this situation. He just holds Cooper above him, unsure how long he can keep this up. Cooper is screaming and grabbing at John, desperate to eat him. A loud bang rings through the air as a bullet passes through Cooper's forehead. John hears the cocking of a bolt-action rifle behind him. He pushes Cooper's corpse to the side and turns to see Victoria, in her usual cargo pants and brown jacket. "Good morning," he says, smiling at her. John rushes into the main hangar room, with Vic behind him. Most of the group from the main hangar are gathered here. People have come out of their tents and left their hammocks. There is fear on their faces. Everyone heard gunshots, and they can all see that the base is running on emergency power. The red lighting increasing people's natural fear instincts. "Hey, Commander," Andrew calls out to John and runs over. Andrew is the main leader of the scavenger teams. He's already geared up, rifle in hand. "We've gathered everyone here, sir, but some of our people from the main hangar are still unaccounted for." Another one of John's people approaches him. Not a fighter, just a scared resident. "John, what's going on? We heard gunshots, and there's blood on you. Are the zombies here? This is the last thing John asked for this morning. Among all the panic and confusion, yet another death weighs on his conscience. Cooper. This is no time to be feeling sorry for myself, John thinks. These people need a leader. Now more than ever. And it has to be me. Everyone, stay calm, John commands, raising his voice so everyone in the hangar can hear. Victoria looks at the survivors in the base as John tries to rally everyone. The look of fear on all their faces. They all look to John for answers. She knows that he's just as confused as everyone else is about what's going on. But he can never say that, or everyone would panic. They need John to tell them there's a plan. Give them hope. The weight of all those eyes on him must be intense. She's glad that they look to him, and not her. Everybody remain calm. We're going to contain this situation. It's important that everyone stays here for now. The fighters will guard all the entrances. If any of you have loved ones that are unaccounted for, we're going to send out search parties for them. We'll get power back as soon as possible, and when the whole base is secure, we'll return everything back to normal. Hope. And order. It's the best John can give them. He's still dressed in his pajamas and has no idea what's going on, but at least he gives the appearance that things are under control. I need all the squad leaders with me. John gives a hand signal commanding all his men to fall in. Squad leaders are people who John has trusted to lead his people on away missions. Obviously John can't accompany every hunting or scavenging party, so he passes down the responsibility. He leads them upstairs to his room. John begins gearing up as he tries to come up with some sort of plan. One of the radio operators barge in, the same one who interrupted John during his briefing earlier, but he's much more panicked now from when he was before. Sir, Hangar 2 is under attack. We heard screaming and gunshots over the walkie, and then silence. Another dead battery, perhaps? One of the hunters jokes. John doesn't find that particularly funny. He turns to dish out his orders. You better hope it's a dead battery, Peter, John snaps frustratedly at the hunter. I need you to lead Hunting Team B to Hangar 2, to assess the situation. Yes, boss, Peter replies. If they're still in fighting shape, get on the walkie and wait for further orders. If not, gather any survivors you can and bring them here. Remember, their tactics are changing. The zombies will try and lay traps, get the jump on you, so watch each other's backs. No more lone wolf crap. Your lives and the lives of everyone here depend on it. Understood, Peter replies with a smirk, excited to see some more action. John turns to Andrew. Andrew is his best scavenger. Like Vic, he cares more for the people in the base than he does about kills and glory. It makes sense that he was the one to take the initiative and secure everyone in the main hangar. Andrew, I want you to put guards on every entry point to the main hangar room. Don't let any zombies get inside, or we'll have a massacre. I won't let you down, Andrew replies. It's obvious that he understands the seriousness of the situation better than Peter. Let's roll out.